Peace, something we are all seeking and yearning for. Peace, something we were once indigenous to. Peace, something we have lost along our way. Our way to obtaining knowledge of self. The knowledge of our ancestors who were removed from their natural state. The knowledge of our people who refused to be oppressed. In our journey, we lost our grip on peace. In a society of pressure, stress, and traumas, we have become comfortable with holding on to the burdens of fear and anxiety, family secrets buried in our DNA. Change within is our only way back to peace. Peace in our communities, peace in our families, peace within ourselves. A major change in our thinking, in our actions, in our existence is needed. A non-negotiable change. Welcome to the revolution with Sister Talibah.
This is an injustice.
Bismillah. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Peace to everyone that is watching this live, and peace to everyone that will watch the replay. Y'all already know how I get down. And actually, I'm kind of digging coming on late at night. I've been on later than this, but I'm liking this. So I have a message that came to me last weekend, last Sunday. And I really did not have the time this week to share the message, to share my thoughts and my perception on this subject matter. And I want to get this message off of me because I can already feel that I'm going into something else, into a deeper message and more messages, because my mind has been racing all day. So last weekend, I kept thinking about family and forgiveness. And what came to me, and it might have came to me in the shower, I can't remember. But what came to me is, you are not a victim. Your parents are assigned to you for your soul's purpose, growth, and evolution. You are not a victim. And I'm going to go further and say not only your parents, but overall your family, your bloodline has been assigned to you. Some of us believe that God gave us our family, assigned us to our families. And then there is also a spiritual belief that as souls, we choose our family, we choose our bloodline, we choose our parents based on the lessons that we need to learn in this life. And who we choose or who is assigned to us are not going to be perfect. Perfect parents, perfect family. So whichever belief system or ideology that you subscribe to, both are saying the same thing, that we have lessons to learn in life. Some will ask, why would I choose parents that are abusive? Why would I choose parents that lack love or do not have the ability to be nurturing? And I believe that it is to the betterment of the evolution of our soul, the evolution of our consciousness, the evolution of our heart space. That may be a difficult pill to swallow. It may be irritating to some. It may be even triggering, right? Depending on how rough your childhood was for you. And I understand that, but just go with me here. Again, you are not a victim. Your parents, your family are assigned to you for your soul's purpose, growth, and evolution. I often tell my children, my adult children, and my teenage children and preteens that life is full of ebbs and flows, of challenges, circumstances, situations. And I think growing up, at least for myself, I'll just speak for myself. I can remember thinking that once I become an adult, everything will be smooth sailing, right? Or really, once I become married. I remember actually believing in the, um, I'm going to say, Snow White fairy tale or Cinderella fairy tale, that once you are married, that all of your problems will evaporate, will disappear, will go away. And at that time that I had that belief, I had made a decision and found myself in a situation that I really did not want to be in, right? But because of my self esteem or lack thereof, I found myself as a single mother at a young age. And the difficulty in that, I really thought and fantasized, right? That if I were just to get married, then all of the challenges in life would go away. Another phrase that we say in this society is that the grass is greener on the other side. And of course, come to find out that's not true. I hope what I'm saying is still in alignment to the overall message because I was not even planning on sharing that. So that just came to me off the top of my head. So I'm gonna just go with it. So just flow with me. And I think many of us, even in our more mature ages, still have this belief that there is someone or something, or that we are supposed to have a life a life of comfort, a life of ease, nothing but ease, nothing but comfort. But when you are comfortable, you do not grow. It's when you find yourself in uncomfortable circumstances where you actually begin to grow. Specifically, if you face these circumstances head on. Usually, when I am uncomfortable, there's a level of fear there. And from my experience, this is where I am most challenged, right? My pride, my ego, my limited thinking is challenged. And it's usually in regards to relationships, whether it be intimate relationships, personal relationships, or professional relationships. But when I am faced with an uncomfortable situation, I always question, how am I going to handle this? And one thing that I have found, that it is very important for me to speak what's in my heart and to not hold back, to not fake it, to welcome confrontation. I hope you all are following me. So, I am coming on here and encouraging everyone to be comfortable, or to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, to become comfortable with confrontation. You have to even confront your own selves, to confront your own fears, to confront your own negativities, the negative side of you, your pride, your ego, your Pharaoh consciousness. You have to be aware of it, and you have to confront it. And you have to confront your fakeness if you deal with that. Some of us don't have that issue, some of us do. Be comfortable with not putting on a mask. Confront, why are you a hypocrite? Why do you indulge in hypocrisy? So, let me pull back some and remind you all that you are not a victim. You have an assignment here. This life is not about you sitting back, watching TV all day, being on social media all day. What is your assignment? You may get tired of me talking about healing, but essentially, that's like a main job in this life. The traumas, the hurt, the pain. What is your assignment in this life? What are you supposed to do to elevate yourself, which will essentially elevate your bloodline? What curses are you supposed to address, confront, and end in your bloodline? I am here to encourage you to not give into your pain. Do not give into your disappointments and your misery. Do not give in to the recycled pain in your bloodline. You are the chosen one. Do not cower down. Do not wallow in pity. Do not become self-righteous in your unforgiveness. Can I please be transparent with everyone that's listening? That's something that I am working on. At one point, not so long ago, I justified unforgiveness because I felt that if I would wrap myself up in unforgiveness, or I would surround myself, my heart, all of me, if I surrounded myself with walls of unforgiveness and grudge, holding on to grudges, then that would protect me. Not even realizing that it was doing more damage and absolutely no good because I became stagnant in that situation. And it actually took me speaking to a counselor that I had at that time that helped me work through that. Because in my mind, I felt that I needed to protect myself because I didn't want to feel any more pain from specific people. I was done with it. I didn't want to talk about forgiveness because I told myself that they are inherently evil, deviants, no good. I had to work through that, and I'm still working through that. But that was really a comfortable space for me. And then it gave me the excuse to ignore them, to ignore their presence, to avoid them. And avoiding them is essentially avoiding the overall problem. I was blocking them. And what I have come to learn is that people, when you block people from your space and you turn your back on healing that situation or getting an understanding of that situation or making peace with that situation, that you will have to go through that lesson again. There is absolutely no escaping any lessons that you have been assigned to learn and to graduate from. It's just like the school system. You go to school Monday through Friday for what, 8 hours a day? You have lessons to learn, and then you have tests to prove that you have obtained the knowledge of that specific subject matter. And what happens when you continuously fail the test? You won't graduate. You will repeat the grade over and over and over again. I wonder how many of us are grades behind. How many of us are supposed to be high school graduates and we're still at the elementary level? How many of us are supposed to have PhDs and we're still in kindergarten because we have fell in love or we have became stagnant to a specific hurt, pain, disappointment, and trauma. And we're holding on to grudges and unforgiveness for dear life. How many of us are so far behind? How many of us are in a well and we're not even trying to get out? How many of us are in that situation? My mind just went to the story of Prophet Yusuf. May peace be upon him. In the Bible, his name is Joseph. when his brothers put him in the well because they were jealous of him. So that's why I said that. And I feel like some of us are so deep in a hole, so deep in the well of hurt, pain, and all of that, that we have made our bed in that well. We're not even trying to get out. We're not even trying to claw our way out. We're not even praying our way out, meditating, asking whoever we believe in to help us out where we are stuck. We are grades behind. We are behind in our lessons, and we are holding ourselves back. I am actually in the middle of the word war is coming to my mind, and I'm unsure if it's the correct word, but since it came to me, I'm going to use it. And I feel like I am in a war, a parenting war with my boys. And I am striving to teach my boys accountability. Even my 6-year old, I am striving to teach them accountability. Do not be a victim. What was your part in the situation? Don't be a victim. What part did you play? And from how they respond, it's like, I'm losing this war. But I am relentless and I am determined because I want them to know that they play a part in their life. No one is going to come save them. No one is going to drop from the sky and save them. No one is going to be like Santa Claus. I don't know. No superhero. They are their own superhero. They have it within themselves to save themselves. Accountability is in order. Accountability is mandatory. Accountability is a must. I am teaching my boys to not be anyone's victim. Not the white man, not Pookie and Ray Ray, not the crackhead down the street, not the meth head up the street, not Mayor Neely, not Weaver, not Trump, not the Republicans, not the Democrats. No outside people can stop you. Don't you know where you come from? I always tell my boys, don't you know who birthed you? Don't you know who created your soul? How dare you choose to be a victim? How dare you? How dare you choose to give up on yourself? And as I'm telling my boys, I have to stop and tell myself that. Whenever I get weak, whenever I become vulnerable, I let myself fall apart, but I don't stay there. I pick myself back up. It's okay to pause. It's okay to cry. It's okay to kick and scream. It's okay to have a tantrum. It's okay to do that. Don't stay in that misery. That crying, that screaming, that kicking, that rolling around on the floor, that's actually releasing those emotions. It's actually releasing that. Crying is good. Those tears have trauma in them, trauma that you don't even remember, hurt and pain that you don't even remember. Your body is cleansing itself of the trauma, of the hurt, of the pain. It's okay to do that. It's okay for your boys to cry. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay. Don't stay there. Don't stay there and whine. That's unacceptable. Pick yourself back up and lean on who you need to lean on. Go to the person who you know can encourage you. Don't go to the person who's going to enable you to be a victim. Look around and identify who is really your friend. And I guarantee you, your real friend is going to check you, is going to tell you when you're wrong, is going to expose your ego, your pride. That's your true friend. They going to cheer for you and they going to come with correction. That's true family. You are not a victim. Pick yourself up and rise above your recycled pain. Do not give into your pain, your disappointments, and misery. Do not cower down. Do not wallow in pity. Do not become self-righteous in your unforgiveness. When it comes to your parents, forgive your parents for being what you ultimately needed them to be for your soul's journey. I'm going to repeat that. Forgive your parents for being what you ultimately needed them to be for your soul's journey. Your soul understands this, but your conscious mind is struggling. Forgive your parents for raising you while they were knee deep and neck deep in their own traumas and pain. Forgive your parents for not loving themselves and therefore they could not properly love you. Forgive your parents for not having the appropriate tools to nurture you. Forgive your parents for uplifting the curse that they were assigned to heal, but instead they passed that curse to you. And so now that you have this curse in your possession, in your DNA, in your cellular memory, in your hands, what will you do with it? Will you continue the generational pathology of upholding it, of ignoring it, of pretending as if it does not exist? Or will you acknowledge it? Will you confirm it? And will you destroy it? Your ancestors needed you. Your parents needed you. And you needed them. Don't you know that you are created? You were created to be a badass and destroy what needs to be destroyed. Dismantle your ego. Dismantle your pharaoh consciousness. Don't oppress people with your traumas. Don't do that. Dismantle your commitment to mock your situation, to mock God, because you choose to lack understanding of spirituality and you choose to lack understanding of your circumstances. And this may include experiencing church hurt or religious hurt. I'm going to go to the chat. Peace to Fly City. Peace to Miss Wanda Smith. Peace to Maya Brown. Peace, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. So now let's talk about a solution. And I might give you two solutions. Uh-oh. Let me see. I'm trying to go to the next slide. Okay. Let's talk about this exercise to release. And this is something that it came to me for me to do for myself. And you guys hear me talk about meditation all the time. There are there are several ways to meditate and everyone is different. And I used to, and I still do, but I listen to my body. So I sit in a chair and I have my palms uplifted, right? So I have my palms up and open. But sometimes my body tells me to lie down because for some reason when I sit, my body becomes energetic. So then I start fidgeting. And so it is better for me to lie flat on my back and to sprawl my arms out. So to open my arms and essentially lay as if my body is looking like a cross and I have my palms up. So because this was given to me, I'm just going to share it. And if it resonates with you, then so be it. But listen to yourself. Listen to what your intuition tells you, what your mind tells you. So this is what was given to me. Lay flat on your back with your arms outstretched. Make your intention to release what needs to be released from your body. Because as we all should know that our body stores our pains and our traumas and our disappointments. It stores our emotions. And typically, when you have a pain in a certain part of your body, you have trauma stored there. And let me tell y'all something. Okay, my mind just went to this quote. And one of my favorite movies is The Godfather. I'm so sorry I'm going all around here, but just go with me. And I've been watching back to back all three movies, the trilogy. And in the last movie, Godfather 3, when Michael goes to Italy, he talks to the priest and he confesses his sins. And before he starts the confession, he's telling the priest how he was just in a diabetic coma and it's a lot of stress on him. And he's been struggling with his diabetes. And the priest says, what does the priest say? Where's my notebook at? What, when the mind is stressed, the body cries out. I don't know if he used the word stress, but when the mind is something, I'm going to say stress for right now because I don't want to hold y'all up because I would have to dig for my notebook. But, anyways, when the mind is stressed, the body cries out. Y'all check out the movie because it's free right now on YouTube. All three Godfathers. Okay? But that's profound and that's factual. Pain symbolizes a trapped emotion. But let me continue with this exercise. So you make your intention to release and then protect yourself and your space from all negative entities. So for me, I would say in Arabic, I seek refuge from shaitan. And then I'll say Bismillah, in the name of Allah, in the name of God. And I visualize myself surrounded by God's light, surrounded by God's protection. I just visualize a light surrounding my entire body, surrounding the room that I am in, and surrounding my home, outside of my house. I surround myself with God's love and protection. And I close my eyes and visualize this. Next, acknowledge the pain. Acknowledge specifically what comes to you. Your mind will tell you, your soul will guide you, God will guide you. Acknowledge what needs to be acknowledged, acknowledge what needs to be released, and use your breath. Exhale it out. Acknowledge that. Inhale, exhale. You may want to do that a few times. And when you're ready, on the next inhale, visualize a healing, loving light filling your body. As you breathe out, visualize this healing light engulfing the traumas and trapped emotions out of your body. Okay? Visualize that light, God's light, positive light, loving light. Breathe it in, let it go all throughout your body. Let it go to the parts of your body where you feel pain, consistent pain, where you feel discomfort, and see that light grabbing a hold onto that pain. And on your next exhale, breathe it out and visualize that light carrying that negativity out of you and transmitting it into positivity, into the ethers. Keep doing this as many times as you need to. Make sure that you are conscious of your breath. Breathe into your stomach and then breathe out slowly. Breathe in through your mouth slowly. Fill up your belly. You may want to hold it for 4 seconds and then slowly breathe it out. But make sure that you're visualizing the mechanisms of your breath. And keep doing this as many times as you need to. And you'll know when you're done. When you are in a space to where you are done, go into a state of pure gratitude for becoming a new you. I would suggest doing this at bedtime. That's what was given to me, especially after you have worked, you know, that day, or you have done whatever. You've been around people, you may have encountered some negative people, negative situations, negative entities. Focus on that and release all of that tension, all of that ickiness, all of that negativity out of your body. Now, something else came to my mind, and I believe I shared this exercise before when I talked about generational pathologies. One thing that I'm starting to do, and I have not been consistent with it, but when there is a situation, you know how you have encountered a negative person or you've been in like a back and forth with somebody, and when you think back on it, you get upset because you didn't respond in a manner that wanted to, for whatever reason, like in that space, in that moment in time, you chose to swallow your emotions, or you chose to be more passive and not aggressive. When you are dealing with that, when a situation is bothering you and you keep replaying it over and over in your head, over in your heart space, visualize it and see it playing like a movie in your mind, and see yourself responding in the manner and saying something that's advocating for you, responding in the manner that is healing for you, even if you have to fight somebody off of you. And I can see someone, I definitely don't want to get deep into this. Um, and this is triggering, especially if you are recovering from a violation. And you know what I mean, an intimate violation. And you didn't fight back, or you felt powerless, or whatever that may have been for you. And I hope I'm not triggering anyone, but I just wanted to use that as an example if it resonates with you. Or, like I said earlier, ask yourself, ask your higher self, ask God to guide you with this. Even use, if you're a religious person, look at the examples of the prophets. How did they handle the traumas and the pain that they went through? Because they went through a lot. I'm going to check the chat again. Tamaya says, solutions are imperative for our community, period, point blank. Okay. Again, I would do this at bedtime, but do it as often and whatever time of the day that's convenient for you. Whenever you're led to stop and heal, do it. And essentially, y'all, the responsibility is ours to heal. It's not our mama's, it's not our daddy's responsibility. It's ours to address and heal. When you heal, excuse me, sorry about that. When you heal your bloodline. When you heal, you change the narrative of your life and the lives of your descendants. One last point that I want to make about our descendants. I have definitely talked about the seventh generation principle. Please keep this at the forefront of your mind. As you know, or as you may know, this principle is a Native American principle. And this is where they were conscious that the decisions that they made in the current day, in the current moment, they they asked themselves, how would their decisions that they're making today, how would it affect their descendants 7 generations ahead? Do we really operate like that in our households and our families? Do we consider what we will be leaving behind, not just in regards to material wealth, But how about mental wealth, emotional wealth? Or maybe I should say mental health, emotional health, which is essentially wealth. Your health is your wealth. If you don't have good health, then it's very hard, it's very difficult to obtain material wealth. So, what type of mental health, what type of emotional health, and spiritual health are you practicing? Are you demonstrating? What knowledge, what wisdom, what coping mechanisms will you leave behind for your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren and your great great grandchildren? Are you brave enough to focus on that? Are you brave enough to do something different than what Big Mama did? Are you brave enough to practice forgiveness in your household, in your bloodline? Are you brave enough to not be in a victim mode? Are you brave enough to not be stagnant? Are you brave enough to love and to elevate your heart? Are you serious about this assignment that you have been given? Or will you be a coward and wallow in unforgiveness? Will you choose to be pitiful? Will you pass that on to your children? What will be your legacy? That's it. That's all. That's all I have for you all tonight. I hope that this is beneficial for everyone that chooses to listen to this. I hope that you get into the practice of doing exercises, forgiveness exercises, releasing exercises, whatever it is that you need to do. I hope that you do it consistently. I hope that you feel the change within yourself. I hope that you feel an abundance of pure love, respect, joy. I hope that your relationships with your family and your friends elevate and improve. I hope that you begin to feel lighter and that you begin to move with clarity. That is my wish for everyone that is listening. I love you all and I appreciate your continued support. And I will be talking to you guys soon. May everyone have a peaceful evening and may everyone have a peaceful weekend. Please be safe. I love you. Assalamu alaikum.
To hell with those damn willow trees. We don't give a damn about them willow trees. We need clean water.